All right, for this explainer, you're probably going to want to grab your headphones. We're diving into the viral sensation of 8D audio.
So if you've spent any time at all on social media, you have definitely seen this instruction pop up. But what is that full effect they're always talking about? What's actually happening between your ears?
Well, it's not just about getting clearer sound or, blocking out distractions. Nope. It's about a very specific audio effect that's basically designed to hijack your senses and transport you somewhere else entirely.
Right. This whole trend is called 8D audio. And to really get what it is, we actually have to start with what it isn't. I know, the name sounds super futuristic, right? But 8D audio doesn't break the laws of physics. It has absolutely nothing to do with 8 actual dimensions. Instead, it's a pretty clever and surprisingly simple production technique.
So what producers do is they take a totally normal stereo song and then they layer on effects, things like panning the sound from left to right and adding reverb. And just like that, you get this incredibly powerful illusion, like you're standing right in the middle of a concert hall with the music just swirling all around you.
And really, that's the key difference. With regular stereo, it's like you're in the audience, watching the show. But with 8D audio, you're on the stage, right inside the music. You become the center of the whole thing. So, how in the world does this audio trick actually work on our brains? Yeah, how does it create such a strong feeling? I mean, you see people online describing it as a literal tingle in their brain. It's kind of wild, right? Well, the answer is actually found in this really fascinating psychological concept. Okay, so the magic behind 8D audio is this thing called bilateral stimulation. It's a technique that's actually used in therapy, and it's all about creating a steady back and forth pattern, like sound moving from one ear to the other to get both sides of your brain working together. I like to think of it as a little tennis match happening inside your head. The sound goes from left to right, back and forth, and this causes the left and right sides of your brain to light up in this nice, steady rhythm. And that constant back and forth is believed to reach way down deep into the parts of our brain that deal with big stuff, like emotion and memory.
And this isn't just some cool internet theory, by the way. It's real science. Psychotherapist Ben Foodman points out that this exact process is used in therapies like EMDR, specifically because it helps people get in touch with and process really deep-seated emotions. And that explains why these 8D tracks can feel so incredibly calming or even make you feel kind of emotional. So you've got this really unique brain-stimulating effect. It's probably no surprise then that 8D audio has found its way into two very different but totally fascinating worlds. And the uses are they're so diverse. I mean, on one side, you have millions of people on TikTok just looking for a moment of calm. And on the complete other side, you've got elite athletes using the exact same technology to relax, sharpen their focus, and even bust through some serious mental blocks that are hurting their performance. Okay, but hold on. This is where the story gets really interesting. Because the whole 8D audio thing, it's actually part of a much bigger and frankly, more surprising story about how the simple act of putting on headphones can literally change our psychology. So to get why 8D audio feels so different, we first have to understand what headphones normally do to our brains. A recent study out of UCLA looked into this exact question. And honestly, what they discovered kind of changes everything we thought we knew about audio. Okay, so what the research found is that regular old headphones, just by pumping sound right into our ears, create this powerful thing they call in-head localization. And it's exactly what it sounds like. It's that weirdly distinct feeling that a voice isn't coming from outside you, but from inside your own head.
And think about what that does, that really intimate internal voice. It actually makes us feel psychologically closer to whoever is speaking. We think they're warmer, we feel more empathy for them, and get this, we are way more likely to be persuaded by what they're telling us.
And here's the twist. 8D audio, with all its swirling, moving sound, is specifically engineered to do the exact opposite. It's designed to reduce that in-head feeling. It intentionally breaks that internal voice to create an external surround sound experience, something that feels like it's happening around you, not inside you.
So, what's the big takeaway here? What does all this science about 8D audio and voices inside our heads really tell us about the world we're all plugging into every day? Well, it tells us that how we listen is just as important as what we listen to. Audio technology isn't just a passive thing anymore, it's an active tool. It can be used to make us feel closer to someone, to help us focus, or to calm us down. I mean, the simple choice of using headphones versus speakers can literally change how persuasive a person sounds. And that leaves us with a really fascinating question to think about, doesn't it? As we get more and more control over our own personal soundscapes, what are we going to choose to feel? Are we going to use this tech to bring voices closer, to feel more connected, and maybe more persuaded? Or are we going to use it to create space, to calm our minds and work through our emotions? The future of listening